For centuries, Freemasonry has operated in the shadows. Many presidents, world leaders, intelligence officers, and corporate elites have been linked to this secret society. Yet, we were never supposed to know what actually goes on behind those closed doors, until now. In the last few months, Freemasonry's secrets have begun leaking online, and the internet is paying attention. On TikTok, leaked Masonic rituals and behind-the-scenes footage are going viral, amassing millions of views. People are finally seeing what actually happens inside the lodge: symbolic gestures, coded phrases, and secret handshakes. At the same time, curiously, a major Freemasonic leader, Reverend Canon Dr. Joseph Morrow, suddenly resigned. No explanation, no warning, just gone. And here's the real question. Why now? Why is Freemasonry being exposed at this exact moment? Why are their members suddenly stepping down? And more importantly, what secrets are they trying to hide? Well, there is one document that holds all the answers. A document that was never meant for the public and is understood by few. It is a book written by a 33rd degree Freemason himself, revealing what Freemasonry is really about. This book is called Morals and Dogma. By the end of this video, you will understand why this book changes everything and why you were never supposed to read it. Most people believe that Freemasonry is merely a fraternity of initiation, revealing deeper and deeper secrets only to those who prove themselves worthy. However, Morals and Dogma, written in 1871 by Albert Pike, a 33rd degree Freemason, was designed only for those at the highest levels. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Pike openly states that lower-ranking Masons are deliberately misled. He confirms that only the highest initiates are given the real secrets of Freemasonry. He also explains that Masonic symbols contain hidden meanings, ones that control perception and actually shape reality itself. This book was never meant for the average Mason, let alone the public. It was written for the inner circle. And when you start reading it, you realize that Freemasonry isn't just a secret society. It is a system designed to control reality itself. Most Freemasons progress through only 3 basic degrees. The first is the entered apprentice, which serves as the beginner level. At this stage, initiates are introduced to basic rituals and symbolism, but nothing truly deep. The second degree is the fellow craft, where more advanced teachings are given, yet they still remain at a surface level. The third and final degree for most members is Master Mason, the highest rank that the majority ever achieve. However, this is not where the real knowledge is kept. This is where Albert Pike exposes the truth. He states that the blue degrees are but the outer court or portico of the temple. In other words, most Freemasons are deliberately kept in ignorance. They are given symbolic teachings, but are never told their true meaning. Only those who move beyond these basic levels, entering the Scottish Rite and climbing up to the 33rd degree, are granted access to the full picture. Pike openly admits this deception, saying, "It is not intended that he shall understand them, but it is intended that he shall imagine he understands them." This means that lower-level Masons believe they grasp the inner workings of Freemasonry, but in reality they do not. They are slowly conditioned, exposed only to half-truths, while the real knowledge remains concealed at the highest levels. But what exactly is this hidden knowledge? What do 33rd degree Freemasons actually learn? This is where things become truly disturbing. According to Pike, Freemasonry is about far more than just rituals and philosophy. It is about understanding the hidden forces that shape reality itself. This raises several profound questions. Why are symbols so important in Freemasonry? What secret principles of reality do only the highest-ranking members learn? Most importantly, how is this knowledge being used to control the masses? Inside Morals and Dogma, Pike reveals how Freemasonry is deeply connected to global power structures, how reality itself is manipulated, and how those at the top use esoteric knowledge to maintain control. And that's exactly what we're going to break down in this video. Now that you understand why Morals and Dogma is so important, we need to go even deeper. The real question is, what are the actual hidden teachings within this book? How does Freemasonry use these teachings to control, influence, and manipulate people, shaping reality itself? And most importantly, why were these secrets reserved only for those who reached the 33rd degree? Freemasonry is widely known, but very few people truly understand the significance of the 33rd degree. Most Masons never even come close to reaching it. The structure of Freemasonry resembles a pyramid, with the vast majority of members remaining at the lower levels. Most will stop at the 3rd degree, believing they have attained the highest knowledge, when in reality, they are nowhere near the true secrets. Beyond this basic 3rd degree lies an entirely different system known as the Scottish Rite, which extends up to the 32nd degree. But at the very top, there exists the elusive 33rd degree, a level so secretive that only a select few in the world will ever reach it. This is not a rank one can apply for or work their way up to. It is granted by invitation only. One must be chosen. The real question then is, who gets chosen and why? The answer to this reveals the true nature of power in the world. Unlike the lower degrees, the 33rd degree is not about learning additional rituals or historical knowledge. Instead, it is centered on something far more profound. Those who reach this level gain access to 3 critical areas of knowledge. First, they're exposed to esoteric wisdom. That is the understanding of the hidden forces that shape reality itself. Second, they master the power of perception and influence, learning how symbols and archetypes manipulate the subconscious mind. And finally, they acquire the ability to control belief systems on a global scale, exerting power over the masses in ways that remain unseen. Albert Pike makes this distinction clear when he writes, "Masonry, like all religions, conceals its secrets from all except the adepts and sages." This statement reveals an undeniable truth. Even within Freemasonry, there is a divide between those who know and those who do not. And this leads us to the final and perhaps most mysterious question. If the 33rd degree is so exclusive, who actually gets chosen? When you examine the individuals who have reached the 33rd degree in Freemasonry, a clear pattern begins to emerge. Franklin D. Roosevelt, a 33rd degree Freemason, reshaped America's financial system. J. Edgar Hoover, also a 33rd degree Freemason, was the first director of the FBI and collected secret files on world leaders. Winston Churchill, another 33rd degree Freemason, led Britain through World War II. Lyndon B. Johnson, who took over after JFK's assassination, was also part of this elite group. Even Walt Disney, whose company shaped modern entertainment, was a 33rd degree Freemason. These are not just random individuals. They are figures who shaped history, controlled narratives, and influenced millions. So, is it really a coincidence that so many world leaders, intelligence operatives, and cultural icons were 33rd degree Masons? Or is the 33rd degree actually a training ground for those who truly run the world? Unlike the lower degrees of Freemasonry, the 33rd degree isn't about learning. It's about initiation into a higher level of power. Albert Pike once wrote, "To the crowd we must say we worship a God, but it is the God that one adores without superstition." What does this mean? Essentially, it implies that the 33rd degree isn't about belief. It's about knowledge. At this level, religion, politics, and society are not seen as separate entities. They are tools. Symbols aren't merely decorative, they shape thought. Belief systems aren't just philosophical ideas. They control behavior. Power isn't just political. It's about controlling perception itself. While the lower degrees study history, the 33rd degree makes history. This is why the real secrets of Freemasonry are only revealed at this level. Once you understand how belief creates reality, you no longer follow the system. You create the system. The highest teaching of Freemasonry is this: reality doesn't just respond to what you think, it responds to who you are. It's not about effort, talent, or external influence. It's about identity. The moment you shift who you are, the world shifts with you. That is the final secret. This understanding isn't exclusive to Freemasonry. It is something the world's top performers, athletes, musicians, and billionaires also grasp and utilize. Albert Pike, the 33rd degree Freemason who authored Morals and Dogma, stated, "The symbols of antiquity are not merely allegorical. They are the vehicles of the most profound truths. Symbols are not just decorations. They are programs designed to implant ideas into your subconscious before you even think about them." The all-seeing eye on the US dollar bill represents control over perception and hidden influence. The compass and square, the symbol of Freemasonry, represent the balance between thought and action. Obelisks, such as the Washington Monument and the one in Vatican City, hold symbolic significance. Once you start recognizing these symbols everywhere, you begin to realize that they have been programming you your entire life. Governments do it. Corporations do it. Repetition implants reality. Once a symbol is reinforced, the next step is language. Words are not just a means of communication, they function as programs. Freemasons chant oaths during initiation, religions repeat prayers to reinforce identity, and governments use slogans like "Yes, we can" or "Make America Great Again" to instill belief. Repetition does one thing. It installs belief, and belief is what creates reality. Once a belief is installed deeply enough, it no longer feels like a belief, it feels like truth. That brings us to the final step. Once belief is fully embedded, something transformative happens. You stop acting like someone who wants success, and instead become the kind of person for whom success is inevitable. That is the real secret. This is why 33rd degree Freemasons undergo rebirth ceremonies, symbolizing that they are no longer the same person. Have you ever wondered why certain people seem almost superhuman? It's because they have stepped into an identity larger than themselves. Take Kobe Bryant. Black Mamba was more than a nickname. It was an alter ego embodying fearlessness, precision, and a killer instinct. When he stepped onto the court, he wasn't just Kobe Bryant the man. He was the Mamba, an unstoppable force. Consider Beyoncé. Naturally introverted, she created Sasha Fierce, an alter ego that allowed her to embody confidence and power on stage. Off stage, she was Beyoncé. But the moment she performed, she became Sasha. David Bowie did the same with Ziggy Stardust. He didn't just sing, he became Ziggy, an entirely new persona that allowed him to access creativity and performance abilities beyond his normal self. Even billionaires use this technique. Elon Musk moves and speaks like a visionary genius because that is the identity he has built for himself. Arnold Schwarzenegger shifted from bodybuilder to actor to governor, constantly reinventing himself. Here's the key. They don't just act successful, they embody success itself. This is exactly what 33rd degree Freemasons learn. They don't just try to succeed, they become the kind of person that success naturally happens to. Now, are you starting to see the pattern? Symbols install subconscious programming. Affirmations reinforce beliefs. Beliefs shape perception, and perception creates reality. At the highest level, your identity dictates what reality reflects back to you. This is exactly what 33rd degree Freemasons learn. But here's the thing. This knowledge isn't just used within Freemasonry. It is being used against you in the media, politics, and corporate marketing. They don't want you to know how you can actually use it. In the next section, we will break down exactly how these techniques have been weaponized against the public, so you can take back control. All right, truth time. You have been programmed since birth, not by accident, not randomly, but deliberately. Everything you believe to be true about yourself, about success, about what is possible for you, didn't originate from you. It was given to you by those who control symbols, words, and perceptions, governments, corporations, media, religion, and secret societies. Freemasonry teaches its highest members how to shape their own reality. But for the masses, reality is engineered for them. And the deeper you go, the more you realize that society itself is one massive, carefully controlled illusion. Let's begin with step number 1, how reality is engineered on a mass scale. The real secret of Freemasonry isn't just about personal power. It's about controlling entire populations without them realizing it. They achieve this through 3 major methods. 1. Use of symbols for subconscious programming. 2. Use of rituals for collective mind control. 3. Crisis engineering, which follows a problem-reaction-solution model. Now let's break these down. Step number 1. Symbols, the hidden language of control. We've already established that symbols are not just decoration, they are programs. But here's what most people don't realize. It's not just about logos and hand signs. It's about structuring entire cities, institutions, and industries using ancient codes of power. Look at Washington, D.C. The entire city is mapped out using Masonic sacred geometry. Look at the Vatican. Obelisks, pentagrams, and sun symbolism are all placed intentionally. Look at the United Nations. The floor plan mimics a Masonic tracing board. These are not coincidences. The world itself has been built using symbolic frameworks designed to influence your subconscious mind without you knowing it. Step number 2. Mass rituals. The hidden science of collective influence. Once the symbols install the programming, the next step is rituals. What if I told you that major world events follow the same structure as ancient initiation ceremonies? Because they do. Think about it. What happens in a Masonic initiation ritual? You are isolated from the outside world. You are blindfolded, disoriented, and made to feel powerless. You are guided through a controlled experience designed to reshape your entire identity. During global crises, we often witness lockdowns, isolation, and widespread disorientation. A 24/7 media fear campaign blinds the public's perception, while government guidance leads people through a transformation process. The formula remains the same. The goal is to break down the old identity and install a new one. When people's reality is shaken, they become highly suggestible, making them more willing to accept new forms of control. This is why every major world event follows the same psychological blueprint. This brings us to step number 3, crisis engineering, the method by which chaos is deliberately manufactured to achieve control. The principle of order out of chaos is one of the oldest Masonic teachings. Once you understand this, you begin to see that most crises are not random. They are engineered. This process follows a problem-reaction-solution model. 1. Create a problem that is a financial collapse, a health crisis, or a political scandal. 2. Trigger a reaction that is fear, panic, and mass confusion. 3. Offer a solution which just so happens to increase control over the population. History reveals this pattern repeatedly. Each time the result is the same: more government power, increased surveillance, and deeper dependence on engineered systems of control. This is how reality is shaped from the top down. And this is the real reason why hidden societies, such as Freemasonry, exist. At the highest levels, they are not merely studying these laws of reality, they are actively using them. But what if I told you that you could use this exact system to free yourself? The same methods used to control belief can also be used to reprogram your own mind. Just as symbols have been used to implant ideas into the subconscious, you can consciously use them to reshape your identity. If you've made it this far, one thing should be clear. Reality is not what you thought it was. Your beliefs, your identity, and your sense of what is possible were never truly yours. They were given to you, installed into your mind from birth. The deeper you go, the more you realize that most people never truly wake up. They spend their entire lives playing a role they never consciously chose. But today you choose. Who do you want to become? This is the secret the elite don't want you to know. You are not a fixed identity. You are not trapped in one way of being. You are formless, capable of taking on any identity you choose. The only question is, will you continue living as the identity you were given? Or will you create yourself on your own terms? If you choose the latter, here's how you do it. Step 1. Waking up from autopilot. Right now, your mind is running on programming that you didn't install. You wake up at the same time, think the same thoughts, and react to life instead of shaping it. This is how your identity remains locked in place. So, how do you break the cycle? You disrupt the unconscious pattern, and there is an exercise that allows you to do just that. It involves a simple yet powerful 3-step question that helps you wake up in reality. Every hour, stop and ask yourself 3 questions. Who am I? Where am I? What am I doing? While this may seem simple, it is incredibly powerful because it forces you to become present in real time. It disrupts the identity you are running on autopilot and makes you aware of the role you are playing, allowing you to change it. Most people never stop to truly question their identity. They don't realize they are merely following a program script. However, the moment you start consciously checking in and asking these 3 questions, you wake up. You come to the realization, I am not this identity. At that moment, you become the observer instead of the program. Once you see yourself from the outside, you understand that you are not bound to the same identity you had 5 minutes ago. You have the power to choose a new identity at any moment. The next step is learning how to become formless. Be water, my friend. Bruce Lee's famous words emphasize adaptability, the ability to shift identities as needed. This is a skill mastered by Freemasons, world leaders, and the elite. They do not remain fixed in one identity. Instead, they evolve, mold, and shape themselves according to what is required in each moment. They understand that reality bends to those who know how to bend themselves. Consider how Kobe Bryant became Black Mamba, or how Beyoncé embraced Sasha Fierce. In Masonic traditions, 33rd degree Freemasons undergo rebirthing ceremonies, symbolizing their transformation into something greater. This is not by accident. When you master identity shifting, you become untouchable. No crisis can shake you. No system can control you. You are no longer confined to one version of yourself. Instead, you can become any version you choose. This brings us to the final step, installing your chosen identity. Now that you have broken out of autopilot and understand that you are formless, it is time to decide who you want to become. This decision should not be based on your past or what society has dictated, but rather on the reality you have chosen to create. And here's how you do it. Number 1, define your future self. Who is the most powerful version of you? What do they think like? What do they act like? What do they move like? What beliefs do they hold? Number 2, start acting like that person now, not tomorrow. Not when life gets easier. Right now. Not when I have the money. No, right now. Adopt the posture. Adopt the tone, the confidence of your future self. Speak and think like that person before external reality actually catches up. Step number 3, reinforce it with symbols and triggers. Change your environment to match your new identity. Surround yourself with symbols of power, success, and transformation. Use affirmations if need be, visuals and reminders to lock you into your new identity. The elite use these techniques to mold themselves into world leaders. Athletes use them to get in the zone. Freemasons use them to break past ordinary limits. Now you use them to shape your reality. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to go down to the comment section and write Identity Shifting Challenge and commit to this 7-day challenge. Because for the next 7 days, every hour, I want you to ask yourself, who am I? Where am I? What am I doing? Choose the identity that you want to embody. No more acting like your past self. No more living by old patterns. Step into your chosen self now. And at the end of each day, I want you to come to this thread and leave your takeaways from the day, your experience from the day. Do this. And you'll start to see reality shift in ways you've never even imagined. So now you know that Freemasonry's biggest secret isn't just symbols, rituals, or power structures. It's how to control identity. Because identity controls reality. Most people live as the identity they were given. But now you know the truth. You are actually formless. You are limitless. You are who you decide to be. The only question is, who are you becoming? So if you'd like a more detailed guide on the process of identity shifting, let me know if you would like me to go in depth on how identity shifting works and how you can use it to completely transform your life. Thanks for watching.